next up we have bloody sticker residue. Next up we have the Saboteur, which was quite famous for being Pandemic's last game, sadly, because they made a lot of decent series. Destroy Humans, Star Wars Battlefront, and of course Mercenaries. This one is open world, sort of noir style action / stealth game, based in Paris in the 1940s, I believe. And yeah, it looks very, very underrated from what I've heard. Something of a hidden gem, even. So yeah, I look forward to playing it. It definitely intrigued me because friends had have been talking about it over the years, and I wanted to give it a chance. And finally, on the PS3 games, we have probably one of my favourite games of the last gen, and that is Assassin's Creed 2. Now, for those who watched a pickups video at the end of last year, 2012, I did say that I wasn't a big fan of Assassin's Creed 3, mainly because there was a lot of changes made, some for the better, some didn't quite pan out too well. Like there was a lot of technical issues, a lot of graphical issues, glitches everywhere, basically. I don't know, the just Connor as the main character, it just lacked that little something that Ezio had, like in terms of like personality. And I know there are people out there who do like Connor as a character. It just didn't sit well for me personally. It just felt a little bit too dry, a little bit too dull for me. But I have heard good things about Black Flag. I might pick it up some point in the future. My sort of interest in this series has sort of waned in the past couple of years since this came out. I mean, Brotherhood was good, not as good as 2 in my opinion. Although the multiplayer was quite good. That's not going to last forever. Revelations was kind of pushing it a little bit, and yeah, as I said, 3 was kind of the stopping point for me. I sort of had enough at that point. But this game, one of my favourite games of last gen. Just what it did differently from the original. The sort of open world setting, the music was a lot better. The sort of characters. I mean, Ezio's fantastic main protagonist, and the fact that it sort of showed you his life growing up before you like properly got to play the game as like his adult form was fantastic. I've never been as immersed in an opening like that since Fallout 3, and that speaks volumes. And yeah, fantastic adventure, and really culminated at the end of the game. And yeah, it's just a shame it kind of didn't quite hit the mark after that. But yeah, hey ho. Right, next up we have a GameCube game, pretty underrated one, and that's Wario World. Now this is a 3D platformer, not to the same extent as a Mario Galaxy, for example, but more of a slapstick arcadey. I would say arcadey platformer. It's sort of like Luigi's Mansion. It was very short but very sweet, and this definitely falls along that category. And yeah, really, really, really fun game. I just wish it was longer. But yeah, really good. Next up we have The Walking Dead. This is the retail version of all the season 1. It doesn't have 400 days, unfortunately, but yeah, I've like downloaded that, so it doesn't really matter. And yeah, a fantastic story. Definitely one of the best games of last year. Definitely the most surprising game of last year. And if you have not played it, I strongly urge you to do so. Very, very emotional. Definitely pulls at the heartstrings more often than not as the story goes on. If I had to pick a favourite episode, it would have to be 3, considering the absolute shock factor it had throughout the entire episode. It was just like, holy shit, where are they gonna go with this now? And then it sort of really culminated like after that. But yeah, fantastic series. I can't wait for season 2 coming out, and hopefully in a couple of weeks' time. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 PS2 games. I haven't had a chance to play any of them, unfortunately. But I got these for around like £1 to £4. So that's about what is that, around like $2 to $8, I'm guessing. Okay, the first one is Chaos Legion, which is a kind of Devil May Cry / Dynasty Warriors hybrid, I guess. I didn't get like great reviews when it first came out, but I've heard fairly good things about it, so I wanted to go back and give it a go. Next up, Dead to Rights. Pretty underrated game from what I've heard. I know there was a few of my friends who liked the latest one. The second one, however, was absolutely awful, because I saw the footage of it and I was like, no. But the first one was kind of decent, so from what I'm hearing. So yeah, happy to have that. Next up we have Dead or Alive 2. Now, I know the original one of this was released on the Dreamcast as well as the arcade. This one was released on the PS2, and then the third one was released on the Xbox, and then it sort of went I believe it was multi-format. Oh no, Dead or Alive 4 was on the 360, and then it went multi-format. So yeah, it's a decent fighter. It's not. I'm not amazing at fighting games. The ones I love the most are Tekken 2 and Soul Calibur 2. Those are definitely my games. I'm not. I mean, I was okay-ish at Virtual Fighter 3, but I'm pretty average / below average at everything else. But yeah, I always like to try and learn as much as I can with each fighting game. Next up we have True Crime, Streets of LA. Now this game I actually did buy when it first came out. I was a little bit disappointed though. I know, just the ideas were great. It just didn't quite have the execution. But I did play Sleeping Dogs last year, and I fucking love that game. It's definitely one of the best games I played last year. And I know this was that Sleeping Dogs was originally True Crime Hong Kong, so I wanted to go back and give this another shot. So hopefully my experiences of the game next time are better than they were the first time I played it. Next up is Outrun 2006 Coast to Coast. Heard very good things about this one. Very sort of similar to the original on the, I believe it was Mega Drive and Game Gear, because I do remember playing the original quite frequently on the Game Gear. This one looks absolutely beautiful. Plays very much of the previous game's style. with obviously like with updated graphics and mechanics. And yeah, looks fantastic. I can't wait to give that one a go. Next up, we have Kaya Dark Lineage. I don't know what happened to my voice there. This one's kind of interesting. You have the ability to control the winds. Don't laugh. And yeah, from what I saw initially, it looked kind of average. When I used to buy like magazines and stuff, I've heard kind of good things about it. I know it's made by Eden Games, who have had mixed mixed results with games. I know they did the Test Drive Unlimited series, which is quite highly regarded, and then they made Alone in the Dark, which was not. So this could go either way, but yeah, I'm hoping it's at least decent. And finally, we have Killswitch, which is a third-person cover shooter, which was kind of at the time was kind of unheard of. It was one of the first games to really utilise that in a third-person action game, and without this games like this and Resident Evil 4, I doubt something like Gears of War would have happened. So yeah, I'm interested to play it just to get a feel of what what might not have been had this not come out. So yeah. Okay, and that is it for my November 2013 video game pickups. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the fact that I did this in one video as well. I'm going to try and make that the norm for next month and beyond. And yeah, see you next time. Take care.